What's up, Tiny Tracker? We're back here in the DIECAST space, and today we're going to have another random draw tournament. I'm going to go around the room and pick random cars, run them head to head. The winner will get on that bracket. When the bracket's full, we'll run the cars head to head until we have one winner at the end of the race. So stick around to see who the winner will be at the end of this tournament. We'll take a look at our track configuration today. We have down to a 90, we have a crossover, we have another 90 into a 180, and then they hit the open track jump. In the open track they go, they do 180, 2 180, 3 180s, and then they go down here across this big jump into the finish line, and anything can happen right here in this area, folks. These cameramen and spectators need to watch out. All right, let's see what we got for group number one. We will pick orange McLaren P1. Throw him up here in this spot. He will be racing against, ooh, let's go Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious, not orange, Subaru WRX. All right, orange McLaren P1 versus the WRX STI. Here we go with race number one. All right, the McLaren takes it by just a little bit. After a nice pass, he will head to the bracket and race in the next round. The WRX will go home. All right, pick number two, we're gonna head over to this white wall over here. We're gonna go to this Forza M3. We'll head that to the start line there. He'll go in this lane. These lanes are gonna be randomized. Let's see if we can find a black car down here. These are all chases. Those can't race. Those are all rubber tires. Here's a red edition Alfa Romeo. Let's throw that up there against the BMW M3 and see who wins. We head to the line right now. The M3 takes out the camera crew and does not finish. He'll move on to the bracket. M3 will go home. Let's see who we got next. Let's take a pink car, pink Dodge Charger here. We'll send him to the start line. He'll go in the far lane over there. Head back to the wall. We'll race him against a purple car. Who we got racing against him? Premiums. Here we go. A purple, looks like a GT500 Mustang there. We'll throw him in that lane. We head to the starting line and see who takes this one now. It was a close one, but the pink Charger takes the win and hits the bracket. Mustang will go home packing. All right, we got a couple loose cars over here that we just picked up the other day in an 8-pack. We got the Subaru WRX in red, the multi-pack exclusive, and the 71 Porsche 911 in the multi-pack, beautiful blue. We'll race those two against each other, see who wins and see who makes the bracket. Here we go. All right, the WRX is close, but he takes out some of the spectators and the camera crew. Porsche will move on. WRX will head back home. All right, we head back over to the wall cars. Let's go with this Subaru BRZ in spot number 1, and he can race against this Ford Escort RS 1600, I believe it is, or RS 1200. We'll load them up there on the start gate. Gold versus blue. Who do we have? Let's head to the start line. All right, blue goes home. Gold wins and goes to the bracket. Let's find some new ones. All right, let's go back over to Fast and the Furious land, or maybe some Zamacs. Maybe we'll race a Fast and the Furious versus a Zamac. All right, we have DK's Drift King 350Z. A close lane. In the far lane, we're gonna race it against, this, a Zamac Z. Z versus Z. Black versus Zamac. Here we go, line them up and hit the track. DK wins it, and we'll hit the bracket and race against the Ford RS 1600. The Zamac Z will go home packing. Let's grab the next 2 cars. All right, let's go over yonder here. Let's look for some red cars, maybe some orange cars, maybe some yellow cars. All right, what do we got right here? A Porsche 911. This is a 2.7 RS. And then he can race a yellow Bone Shaker. First Bone Shaker on the track. Hopefully we don't bend any axles on these suckers. Bone Shaker in the close lane. Porsche in the far lane. Let's run them. We got a DNF by the Porsche. Bone Shaker will take the win and hit the bracket. All right, back over to the wall here. Let's get some red cars in the action. We got a Mustang Fox body racing against a Ferrari F40. Let's load them up. Ferrari in the close lane. Ford in the far lane. Classic Ford versus Ferrari battle. Here we go. All right, the Mustang takes the win. Ferrari will go home. All right, next up, another pull from here. Let's gonna go a color-changing donut drifter versus a green Acura NSX. Let's throw them on the line and get them started. Here we go. All right, with an epic drift, the Donut Drifter holds up to his name, takes the win. Green NSX will go back to his pile over here. All right, we're gonna throw a heavy hitter in the mix. We got premiums with wheel swaps. Let's throw in this Fast and the Furious premium Honda NSX Type R with FTEs. He'll be in this lane over here. And who's he gonna race against? Let's give him a hard competitor. From the Zamac series, ooh, here we go, Jaguar E-Pace. Big wheels, big body. Hopefully he can take down the premium NSX. Here we go. The Jaguar takes out a few people and loses the race. He will be moving back to his own garage. NSX hits the bracket. All right, for this video, we're gonna fill these 16 cars and then we'll do a race off with all those 16. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups to go. Let's find those groups now. All right, we're gonna do a yellow Honda S2000. As we all know, I'm an S2000 guy, hence the whole display of S2000s. And let's see who's he gonna race against. We got some gold cars over here. We haven't had any green cars yet. We have this beautiful, oh, that's a premium, can't run that sucker. Here we go. Lamborghini, I believe that's a Sesto Elemento. Let's head to the line with the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, racing against the Honda S2000 in yellow. Here we go. The Sesto Elemento with the DNF, that puts the S2000 in the next spot in the bracket. All right, we didn't give the green cars enough of a chance. Let's go back over here to the green. I see a Volvo drift wagon. Oh, that's a super treasure hunt. That can't be raced. How about this one right here? Honda Corvette C6. That might be FTE wheels. I'm not sure if those are FTEs or not, but he's gonna race. And who's he gonna race? We find out right now. Neon speeders. Let's go with this beautiful pink 911 GT3. Green versus pink. Let's head to the start line. Well, I'm not sure if it is a faster than ever, but that thing went faster than ever. Corvette will hit the bracket. 911, we'll send him right back to where he came from. And we'll grab, ooh, Hot Wheels ID, Nissan Silvia, racing against Who do we got over here? We're gonna race him against the C-Class Mercedes-Benz. Let's head to the line. The Mercedes takes it and knocks the Silvia out as fast as he got in. He goes back to the wall. Let's find 2 more. All right, we have 3 more spots to fill, and who is gonna fill it? We got a Nissan 300ZX. He'll be racing a Honda Civic EF. Let's bring these 2 beautiful blue cars to the start line. Random lanes, who gets what gets who. Who's on first? Let's head to the starting grid. All right, that first race was a double DNF. They both flew off the track and murdered people. We'll head right into race number 2. Another DNF by the Civic. That puts the 300ZX in the bracket. Civic will go back on the wall. All right, let's see if we can find another combination, another pair here. We got Lancia Delta Integrale. Beautiful green. And he'll race against, who do we got here? Ooh, how about this? I think it's the Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. Throw him up there, and we head right to the starting line. Lamborghini versus Lancia. All right, a DNF from the Lancia gives the win to the Lamborghini. We have one more group, one more car to hit this bracket. Ooh, look at this. We don't have a lot of American cars in this bracket. We'll have a Hot Wheels ID, looks like a 69 Camaro, and he'll race, let's try to find another American car. I know there's a lot of purple American cars down here. Purple American cars, who do we want to race? Let's do this convertible, Camaro convertible. Camaro on Camaro action here. Convertible pink versus Hot Wheels ID in green. All right, purple, Nurple, loses, green makes it, and here's a look at our tournament bracket who are going to have runoffs right now. We have a McLaren P1 versus an Alfa Romeo, a Dodge Charger versus a 911, Ford Escort RS1600 versus a 350Z from Fast and Furious, a Bone Shaker versus a Fox Body, a Donut Drifter versus a premium Acura NSX, Honda NSX, S2000 versus a C6 Vet, C-Class Mercedes versus a 300ZX Nissan, Gallardo Superleggera versus a Hot Wheels ID Chevy Camaro. Let's take the first cars to the line right now. It was a slow race indeed, but the Alfa Romeo is victorious. He'll move on. McLaren will go back there. Dodge Charger we'll put on the starting grid. 1971 Porsche 911 to the starting grid. These two are about to race off right now. Well, the Porsche might have been faster, but the Charger charged his way through and took the win, sending the Porsche home. Next up, we have the Ford RS1600 racing against Nissan 350Z. Fast and Furious. The 350Z takes out a bunch of people at the finish line, breaks a dog's leg. Poor Lando, who was sitting at the finish line, just got his kneecap taken out. He will be in the hospital and temporarily off the track. We have a Bone Shaker racing against a Fox Body Mustang. And if we know anything about Fox Body Mustangs, everyone at the finish line better watch out. Let's rack them up and race them. Well, just like I said, the Mustang got pissed off and took out some of the crowd. Typical Mustang fashion. We have a Donut Drifter now. He will be going up against the Premium NSX. Let's rack him up. Let's rack him up. Let's race him. Let's do it. Yeah. Donut Drifter passed the NSX, and the NSX passed the Donut Drifter. NSX moves on. We take the S2000 and the C6 to the starting line. All right, the C6 annihilates the S2000. He'll move on. Next up, we have the C-Class Mercedes versus the 300ZX. Let's load them up. What a great pass there by the C-Class Mercedes. Earns himself a spot in the next round. Next up, Lamborghini Superleggera versus the Chevy Camaro. All right, Camaro trying to make his way through, but does not make it. We're on to the next round. Alfa Romeo versus Dodge Charger. Let's roll. Dodge Charger barely crosses the finish line, but he'll move on to the final four. Next up, Ford Escort versus Bone Shaker. Bone Shaker takes it after the Ford rolls over. Next up, Acura NSX, just kidding, Honda NSX Premium with an FTE wheel swap versus an FTE C6 Vet. What a great matchup, FTE versus FTE. Here we go. Folks, this Vet is absolutely flying. I don't know if he can be stopped. Next up, we got Lamborghini Superleggera, Gallardo Superleggera versus Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Let's line them up and we'll run them. Lamborghini takes it by a little bit. Hits the final four. Now we have 4 finalists racing head to head. Only one will win. Dodge Charger versus the Bone Shaker, who has gotten lucky the last couple rounds. We'll see how he does against the Charger. All right, Pink Charger heads to the finals. Who is he going to race? Is it going to be a C6 Vet or a Lamborghini Gallardo? Let's run them. All right, Lamborghini is eliminated. The C6 moves on to the finals against the Dodge Charger. Let's line them up right now. All right, let's go. The final run right here. A slight mistake by the Corvette. Dodge Charger could not take him. C6 Vet wins this random draw tournament. All right, y'all, that wraps up the random draw tournament. I am absolutely sweating out here, dancing around, running these cars. I absolutely love this stuff. Thanks so much for joining us. If you want to see more of my videos, click that box right in the middle of the screen. Until next time, stay tuned, stay passionate, and get ready for more amazing moments right here on the Tiny Track Cars track. Bye now.